Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're here at Jim Braintree KTM and I'm out on the 1290 Super Duke R. Let's get out there and see what she's like. Good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks very much indeed for tuning in. I have this morning picked up the 1290 Super Duke R, courtesy of Jim in Braintree. So thanks very much to Jim for allowing me to take this bike out for a ride this morning. And it's a lovely, lovely sounding engine. It's really, really nice. It's a very small feeling bike. I mean, coming off of my R1250R, it really does feel quite compact. My knees are well bent. It's a comfortable position though, and yeah, no problems at all with power. This bike's got 180 brake horsepower, and I've only got it in ride mode at the moment. And I don't think I'd take it out of road, to be honest with you guys, because it is super quick. It's ridiculously fast, to be honest. The grunt of the engine, you feel that motor. The vibration into the pegs is noticeable. It's a beautiful V-twin feel. It's absolutely lovely. My arms are relaxed. The seat is good. It's comfortable. The mirrors are good. There's no vibration through the mirrors. It's good visibility. And the 5-inch TFT display is very, very clear. This bike has got a quick shifter on it, and the quick shifter is absolutely spot on, guys. KTM have done such a great job with the quick shifter, but as I slide down here into second gear and then into first as I approach the roundabout, the vibes are very, very noticeable. The throttle response is, I would say, a little bit more aggressive than my bike, well, very much more aggressive than my bike, than the R1250R. And of course the pickup is very, very quick. It's very, very quick, guys. So first impressions are, this is an excellent machine. It really feels, like I say, so small. I can't get over how small it feels. I'm 6'3". I'm not in any way cramped up here. It's more than big enough for me. Like I say, my feet feel a little bit higher on the pegs, but I think the peg position is adjustable, so you can change that. I can flat foot fairly easily. Surprisingly, for a small bike, it is quite high, so I can flat foot, but whether someone of 5'10" could flat foot, I'm not totally sure. But yeah, it's a lovely, lovely bike, guys. And that grunt from the engine is brilliant, really. It really, really is. But it does feel like you can get bent out of shape quite easily. You know, you have to be careful. I'm only laying the power down when I'm going straight. And even in road, I'm feeling that the front wheel is getting a little bit light on me when I really twist back on the throttle. You feel the front wheel lift a little bit. So wheelies on this machine won't be any problem at all, if that's your bag. The bike has 4 or 5 riding modes, I do believe. Rain, road, what they call street, and then it's got sport mode and a track mode. This particular bike has got the full electronics package on it. The bike has also got a new air intake right in the middle of the front light. LED lights front and back, obviously, on this premium machine. The clutch is nice and light, guys. No problems with the clutch. Leaning round the roundabout, we've got no problems here. Coming round the roundabout, it's lovely. My God. You don't really need to go that fast to have fun on this, guys. It will go quick, obviously. Top speed, I think, is something like 180 miles an hour, which is insane. You really feel a part of the machine, a part of the bike as you're riding along. It's a really engaging ride. There's no way you could forget you're on a motorbike here, guys. I mean, might sound silly, but on some bikes, you know what I mean, it's so smooth and easy. This is a little bit of work. You've got to concentrate on what you're doing. You have to think about what you're doing. Despite all of the electronics help that you have on this bike, you do need to stay concentrated on what you're doing. So the clutch is good, the quick shifter is excellent, acceleration is really, really good. Round the roundabout's nice and nimble. just using the quick shifter to push down and down. You can hear the engine, the boom. It's brilliant, guys. It's absolutely brilliant. I'll take it into first. Oh, no need to use the brake really if you're careful. Absolutely lovely as I just float around this roundabout. And it is so small that you really feel you can just push it as you want to. It's just really, really good. Really very good. So great first impressions. My arms are comfortable. The switch gear is the same switch gear as we saw on the 1290 Super S. I just went over a small pothole and that was no problem at all. My position is slightly canted forward, so I am feeling a little bit more pressure on my wrists than I would on my own bike. Wind, yes, it's a naked bike. I'm feeling the wind, I'm getting the wind. Down here, if you can see, cruise control button just there to go faster, and there's a minus at the back. And if I push the minus at the back, we will go slower. Okay, so we have cruise control. Cruise control is an absolute must for me, really, on any bike. It just makes things easier on the fly when you're trying to do things. It makes it easier for me, so that's good. So yeah, the seat feels quite firm but comfortable. The pillion seat, it feels like you'd get a pillion on there, no problem. A pillion would sit with no problem, I'm sure. So yeah, so far guys, on the fast roads here, absolutely no problems at all. It's a wonderful, wonderful riding experience. You twist the throttle and as you'd expect with 180 brake horsepower, she just goes. But the rumble from the engine, it's really, really lovely. Great rumble from the engine. I'm really enjoying it. The clutch is no problem at all. It's not as light as the BMW, I would say, and I think I've got it in its shortest setting and I'm struggling to reach it, but that could be wrong. I'll inquire when I get back, or I'll have a look when I jump off for the walk around. But yeah, wow, really, really good fun. Woof, woohoo! Okay, so we've been on the 50s and the 60s, and we'll now take her down some lanes and see how she performs around there. Doesn't appear to have any kind of hill hold control, so that's one thing that I'd say potentially missing that would make life a bit easier for me. Also, no sign or chat about heated grips, so I think that's probably an extra. But here we go, guys. We're down into the 40s here. Second gear. You're kind of pushing her. Third gear. Third gear, she's just purring along. It's a lovely, lovely experience, guys. The rumble of the engine is really comforting. It's beautiful. I love it. Absolutely love the V-twin rumble. She's really, really, you know, flickable. Feels quite well set. Like I say, I think with this kind of bike you are going to have to be careful with your input because she will quickly get away from you with the sort of power that she has. This is a perfect machine for a Sunday afternoon blast down the lanes. It would be very, very capable on the motorways, especially with the cruise control, but you know, it's no fun travelling a long way on a motorway anyway. On most bikes, we all know that motorways are a necessity, but what you really want to do is you know, the lanes, the twisties, and I think this bike's going to be so much fun in that respect, in that situation. It says it's got auto cancelling indicators. Let's see. I've just turned left and it didn't cancel, so I'm not quite sure how. Oh no, it has. I'm lying to you. Okay, but now look, that's not ideal because I turned left and then I was approaching another turn already and they only cancelled just after I got to the junction. So I'd say I don't think it's going to be so useful and helpful when you've got lots of turns coming up in quick succession. So it's something that's there, but I still say to everybody, make sure you cancel your own signals because it's such a danger. If somebody thinks you're going left and you're indicating and you're not actually indicating left, you know, they pull out on you. It's good night Vienna if you're riding a bike. Yeah, it's lovely, guys. lovely. Absolutely lovely. Second gear, rolling off, engine braking is good. So you can accelerate up, roll back down. It's not electronic suspension on this bike, but you do have preload adjustment in the front and the back. So you can set it up exactly how you like it, which is good. Oh, the way she picks up is absolutely superb. So much fun, guys, really. So much fun. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Lovely on the lanes and absolutely lovely on the 40s and 50s and 60s, guys. This bike is really, really good fun. Easy to ride, great balance, really sure-footed, good mirrors, grunt all the way through. The brakes are good, front and back brakes, no problems at all. Switch gear is good. No complaints at all, really, so far. Just a really, really good bike. But just listen to the engine. Listen to the engine. Oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, we're along the 30-mile-an-hour roads now, guys, and she's very, very comfortable and easy along the 30s. I've got earplugs in. It is a noisy bike, even with the stock exhaust, but it's a lovely feeling. It's really, really nice, guys. The rumble underneath you and the noise is very, very nice indeed. It's a little bit blustery out here today as well, actually, and that's all adding to the experience. It's nice. Very, very nice indeed. One thing I will say, the cruise control, you can't turn it on until you reach a certain speed in a certain gear. So on my BMW, I can stick the cruise on at 20 miles an hour if I like. So that's a little bit of a pain, because then when I'm cruising here and I'm trying to record and do things, if I want to stop and start cameras and things, I literally have to stop the bike. I can't put the cruise on and then have one hand free to stop and start a camera. So that's one thing that's a little bit annoying. And also it doesn't have heel hold, and the cruise needs to go on, I think, once you get to, let's have a look. Put it on, yeah, 40 miles an hour the cruise will go on. I'm not sure if 40 is the minimum, but yeah, that's the situation with that. Let's get it down this lane and see what it's like along here. Third gear, 60. It's awesome, guys. It's really absolutely brilliant, to be honest. Very, very good bike. Very, very good fun. This is your Sunday blast master, really. With the noise from that engine and the way she picks up, it's really, really good. The 60-mile-an-hour lanes, it's really, really nice. It's a smooth engine. The riding position isn't that canted forward. You get used to it quite quickly. So it is nice. Overtaking, no problem at all. It picks up really quickly, guys. Very, very quickly. Sweeping corners. Just want to find that straight. Oh God, really? This beast is a blast. Absolutely superb. Okay, fun's over, folks. Into the 40. So let's check out that cruise control again, shall we? So I'm doing 40 in second. It won't let me put the cruise on. Third? I have to be in third gear. Okay, so second gear at 40, I can't put the cruise on. Third gear at 40, cruise will go on. That's interesting. But at least it's something we've just all learned together, which is nice. But yeah, so, you know, 40 mile an hour, very small compact bike, but it's comfortable. The seat's good. And yeah, I've got no grumbles, no gripes really, guys. It feels very, very nimble and easy. This is a bike that I wanted to ride for a very long time, to be honest with you. But I never got round to it, so I'm really, really glad that I I got round to doing this today. Big thanks again to Jim Aim Motorcycles in Braintree, and to Ben for setting this up for me and letting me take her out for a ride. The switchgear is pretty good. We'll have a quick look through the screen when we do the walk around. There's loads of information that I need to give you about this bike, guys, but this isn't going to be the most technical review because, you know, there are other people out there who are going to do that for you. This is just my first ride impressions of the bike, really. Yeah, I absolutely love the quick shifter that KTM have put on this bike, and it's also the same one, I think, on the 1290 Super Adventure S. It's absolutely feather light, so the quick shifter is better than the BMW. Okay, this bike has got keyless ride. I haven't mentioned that yet. Keys in my pocket. Bike turns on. Just over here on the right hand side, we've got the on button here. That turns the bike on, and then obviously just to below that button you've got the start stop button. So that works absolutely fine, no problems at all. Yeah, I love keyless ride as well. It's really nice to be able to just put the key in your pocket and then not have to faff about with the key when you want to put petrol in or when you want to start the bike. And obviously all the other add-ons you sometimes have on your key, you'll typically find there's scratch marks around the ignition switch where you put the key in. So, you know, it's a really nice extra. This is a completely blind corner, so I'm going to go dead slow and cover the brake. Cover the back brake. There's no question that people are going to hear me coming, though. That's the good thing about this bike. Now, Jim Aim did say this bike's got the stock exhaust. They do one with a sports exhaust, and that's a bit louder. But this sounds great, I think, guys. I don't think you'd need to change the exhaust. I don't think I'd change the exhaust if I got this bike, to be completely honest with you. I think I'd keep it in stock. I'm not a great fan of changing exhausts, so anyway, to be completely honest. Oh, see, very sensible. Thank you very much. See, dead slow, dead slow. Don't take any chances, guys. You can't see around the corner. Take it slow. Assume there's something there. Look at the fields. Aren't they beautiful? Very nice indeed. So, yeah, these are the sorts of lanes where you can get carried away a little bit. Oh, she's lovely, guys. Absolutely lovely on the lanes. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, there we go, look. It's a 30. Neutral's quite easy to find, which is good. Yeah, so along the smaller lanes, I'm doing 30. I'm in second gear. Absolutely no problem. Yes, the throttle response is a bit more snatchy than other bikes I've ridden. For example, my BMW R1250R. The throttle response is a little bit snatchy, but it's okay. I'm only in road mode, guys, and as it's only a first ride review, I'm not going to have a chance to try all the other ride modes out. But obviously, in this mode, in street mode, should I say? Goodness me. I'm still getting the maximum horsepower, and it is really very quick. But yeah, down the small country lanes, down the slower roads, this bike isn't screaming at you to go faster, but it picks up if you want it to. No problem at all. Absolutely lovely.
Okay guys, so here we are with the KTM Super Duke. This is the walk around. It's a 1290cc bike. Well, I say 1290, but it's 1301cc, the LC8 V-twin engine. This bike produces 180 brake horsepower and 140 Newton meters of torque. The actual engine is 0.8 kilograms less than the outgoing model. This bike comes in two colours, orange and black, and then black and orange. On the back wheel here, we've got this really interesting orange accent. This is a stock exhaust. It sounds awesome, and we'll go through that very soon. Here we've got the LC8 1301cc engine. And the exhaust, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Monster actually, the way that twists around. Just over here you've got the preload for the back, so if you're carrying a pillion you can give that a twist and change it however you like. That's nice and easy, no tools required, which is excellent. Round the front here we've got the Brembo brakes, twin discs at the front, which are absolutely superb. That's 320mm twin floating brakes at the front, twin floating discs at the front shall I say, and a 240 disc on the rear. The tyres are Bridgestone S22 tyres, and they're pretty good, they feel quite good, they're quite grippy. We've got the WP forks at the front, they are adjustable. And around the front here you've got the distinctive front light, which I think is very, very nice actually on this bike. And actually in the middle of the light here you've got the new air intake, which is a really clever piece of design work. That's excellent, which obviously helps with the performance of the bike. Obviously the way the bike looks, guys, I love the way this bike looks, to be honest with you. I really, really do. It's really muscular, the big tank, you know, that you can easily squeeze your legs around as you're riding into the corners. It's really, really good fun. So it's a really good fun bike to ride. Very, very quick. I've actually got it set in rain mode at the moment, which is the softest mode, and that's actually not too intimidating. Road mode, it's a little bit twitchy, and I've not tried out the sport modes. Now obviously the bike is chain driven, as we can see here. It is a single swing arm bike, which is very, very nice. I love the single swing arm machines. I think they're excellent, to be honest with you. Really, really good. Let's just take you around the back of the bike so you can see how she looks from this angle. Yeah, the mirrors are very, very good on the bike, easily to adjust, and they stick in place once they're adjusted, which is good. I can see lots out back, which is a good thing. I think it's quite nice, the tail end. So really, really nice looking bike actually, guys. Really, really nice. The seat is actually very comfortable. I can't talk about the pillion seat. It does feel like it will be comfortable, and it's quite wide. It's quite a wide pillion seat, so I think that'll be okay. Now I'm 6'3", as you know, regular viewers, and I just about flat foot on this bike, so it's surprisingly deceptive actually, because the bike doesn't look that big. When you stand next to the bike you think it's quite small, but actually to flat foot you need to be quite tall. I'm not sure if they do a lower seat, but I will put that up here if they do. So that's the bike walk around, just the aesthetics of the bike, and now really it's about the switchgear and the controls. Before I forget, keyless ride obviously, so this pops open no problem at all, and no need to put a key in here obviously, so that's great. We're going to switch the bike on so you can see, ready to race, and there we go. So over here on the switchgear you've got the back button, you've got the cruise control button here. This is the main way in which we navigate the menus. Then we've got the cruise control up, and round the back you can't really see if I can get to it for you, but round the back here you've got the minus button, so plus and minus. Tap on the plus for up by 1 mile an hour, a long press on the plus will go up by 5 miles an hour. The horn, which is standard. Left and right signals. This bike has got auto cancelling signals, just like on the 1290 Super Adventure S I rode earlier. So if I push to the right, that brings this up: KTM My Ride, trip data, ride modes, motorcycle and settings, and that's all we've got. KTM My Ride is the app where you can have turn-by-turn navigation on the screen. I haven't downloaded it, so I can't really demonstrate that to you. Trip data, so we'll turn right into that. Trip 1, trip 2, general info, tyre pressure, service, extra functions. Not really going to go into that, guys, because there's a lot to do. The ride mode, so we have got track, performance, sport, street and rain, and within these modes you can change the throttle response and ABS functions, switching them off and on, and have different settings on that. Okay, so that's basically just the right press in, and that gives you everything. Motorcycle, MTC and MSR, so we can go into that and turn it off and on. I have everything on because I like things to be safe. On ABS mode you've got road and supermoto, interesting. And the quick shifter is on. Now you can turn the quick shifter off. Interesting. That's interesting. I like the quick shifter, so we'll have that on. Okay, so the screen is very easy to read. It's anti-scratch. As you can see, you've got your fuel here. You've got the mode we're in for ABS, and the rain mode we are in for rider road at the moment. Rider mode, should I say. You've got the time, and then some other warning lights and bits and pieces. So it's a really clear screen. It's really, really good. Easy to understand. If we push up once while in the normal screen, it gives you a bit more detail. So it gives you your fuel and the temperature of the engine. And you push up again, and then it gives you how many miles the bike's done. So this bike's done 607 miles, oil temperature and temperature outside. So that's interesting. So if you push down and down, no, push back now, back and back, it takes it down a different level, up, and it just gives you a bit more screen detail, which is good. And I'll keep it in that up position now I've discovered that. That's excellent. And that's pretty much it really as far as the screen goes, guys. So sitting on the bike, we are very comfortable. I can flat foot, but I think you do need to be fairly tall to flat foot. Maybe if you're 5'10" and over, you'll be okay, but anything shorter, you may struggle to flat foot, I think. The side stand, as we look down here, is okay. Let's give you a demonstration of the side stand. So there we are. There's a side stand. I can just quickly, easily. There's a little notch there you can see, and I'll just hit that with my heel. And then out the side stand comes. Lean the bike over. It leans quite far, and then it's over. Yeah, so that's the walk around really. I've quickly taken you through the screen. The bike hasn't got heated grips, but I'm sure that's definitely an option. Yeah, overall, I'm really impressed with the bike. It's very easy to just jump on and ride. A lot of people will say it's a very intimidating bike because of the horsepower, but if you stick it in rain mode, it's not intimidating at all really. It's really quite good. I'll stick it back in road for the way back, and it's fine in road as well. You do have to be careful with the input, okay? There's no two ways about it. It's a very quick bike, so you do have to be careful with the input. But yeah, overall, I'm really impressed with the ride. I'm really impressed with the way I can see out of the mirrors. You feel at one with the bike very quickly. I trust the tyres. It feels well planted to the ground. The brakes are very good. Back brake's a little bit soft for my liking, but the front brake is absolutely spot on, so that's good. And yeah, I mean, I know the colour is very striking. I don't know if I get this colour. I'd probably get the black and orange rather than the orange and black, and I'll stick a picture of that particular model up here as well. LED lights, I forgot to mention that, guys, didn't I? LED lights front and back, self-cancelling indicators. The levers are adjustable via this twisty thingy here, and I'm not a great fan of that, to be honest. It doesn't feel great. And this one, I can't get it short enough for my liking, I don't think. There's a few settings. Maybe I can. Yeah, I'll try that on the way back, but that's how you adjust them anyway, by twisting there. That's good. You can see clearly now the minus button for the cruise control. That's also good. And the adjustment for the front forks is here and here. Okay, so that's nice and easy. The handlebar also, it has got 20mm worth of you can move it 20mm up or down basically to suit your position. Let's start her up. This is what the lights look like. This is the daylight running mode. Let's see what she sounds like, shall we? Overall, guys, It's a really, really nice bike, and I just want to say another big thank you to Ben over at Jim Aim Motorcycles in Braintree for allowing me to take this lovely motorcycle out for a spin.
Okay guys, let's get us started. It's been real fun out here today on this one, guys. Really fun. And I think, you know, you'll very quickly get used to the way she rides, what to do, what not to do. And as long as you're sensible, you're not really going to have any problems, really. So the ergonomics, is it comfortable? Am I comfortable after being on the bike for an hour? Yes, I am. No problems at all. I'm feeling comfortable leaning into the corners, taking the left and the right. Gear changes are smooth. The quick shifter's great. The TFT 5-inch dash is very clear, giving me all the information I need, from outside temperature, oil temperature, how many miles I've done, my current speed, the time of day. There's lots on there. It tells me my rider mode at the moment, which is sport, and the ABS setting, which is road. That was a speed bump there, guys, going down, and no problems at all, really. Very good. And there's a big bump coming up, actually, because they're resurfacing the road here, so, well, slow down for that. I'm not going to take it at speed, but it's fine. It's not a problem. And, yeah. It's a very nice riding experience, guys, really, to be honest with you. We can just sneak through here, can't we? We are a bike. We have a little lane for a bike. Yeah, so overall, I'm really very impressed with this bike. I'm having a wonderful time. I've really enjoyed the ride. And I would recommend, if you're looking at this kind of genre of motorbike, definitely get out there and try this, guys. I've never ridden any incarnation of the Super Duke before, and I'm really impressed with this. It's really good. Very good indeed. The riding position, I mean, for a 6'3" rider, absolutely fine. It's not cramped at all. You know, and where you're quite upright and the bike is quite small, you feel like you can wiggle around and flick the bike about, and, you know, you can lean. It's really agile. Just an excellent motorbike, really. The lights are very good. I'm not so sure what the miles per gallon would be on the bike, but I don't think we're worried about that, really, are we, guys? We're not worried about miles per gallon. Not on a bike like this. Could you commute on this bike? Absolutely. No problem at all. Oh, look, there we go. That's interesting. Fuel reserve reached. Okay, so that's what you get when you're about to run out of fuel. But that's very clear. That's very good. I'll put it into performance. Oh, my God. Guys, when you put it into performance, it's it's ridiculous. It changes the bike entirely. Wow. When you put it into performance mode, guys, be afraid, be very afraid. Woof! It turns into a rocket ship. Wowee! That's unbelievable. I think that's strictly for the track, or very dry days and very straight roads. But let me tell you that it's really, yeah, it's completely changed the dynamics of the bike. The engine has completely woken up, and it turns into a rocket, an absolute rocket. Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing, but equally kind of scary. I'm going to go around this guy. Wow. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I'm back into street mode now. So in rider mode, you've got track, performance, sport, street, and rain. I'm now in street, and, you know, that's more than enough, guys, you know, for the road. You don't need any more. But you get into that performance mode, and it's an absolute animal. It's crazy, crazy quick. It's super quick, guys, super quick. Limit 60, you must stick to the limit, Philip. It's very difficult to actually stick to the speed limit, to be honest with you. Oh, look at the hole in the road. Woof, blimey. And overall, it's just a really good fun bike to ride, but it's not so sporty that it's going to be uncomfortable. You know, you can definitely ride solo for long rides, and 2 up probably, no problem. Just the only question mark on the long riding is the luggage capacity. I'm not quite sure how well it's going to deal with that. But yeah, I really feel like I'm in tune with the bike now, guys. Only an hour and a half into riding, and it's really easy. It's a lovely bike to ride. So guys, thanks very much indeed for coming along with me today for this ride. Big thanks to those of you who have subscribed, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hi guys, take a look around and please do leave me your comments, and if you'd like to subscribe, please do so. Big thanks to Jim Aim of Braintree for allowing me out on this bike today, the Super Duke, the 1290 Super Duke R. Absolutely awesome machine, an absolute beast of a machine. I've really enjoyed my time with it. I hope you've enjoyed the review, and until next time, guys, do ride safe. Take care now, guys. Thanks very much indeed, and we'll see you next time. Thanks now. Bye-bye. Super Duke car can weave in and out, no problem. Look at that. Look at that for some filtering.